Alright, I think we are live. This is day 5. Um, Last time we had some technical issues trying to create the emulator on the virtual machine. I've had some time to research what's the best way to move forward, and I've just accepted defeat. And now we're on the host machine, my actual computer. Uh, so you can see from the screen share now I have VS Code set up, as well as good old Google Pixel 9, something like that, with everything ready. In the meantime, I've also set things up with the app. I've done a few things towards it. You haven't missed much though, and in this stream, we're gonna be, I'm hoping, developing a lot more of this. Okay, so I think we can start. The first thing I wish to do is to show you guys where we are. I believe, and I don't really recall so much, but I need to, I think, go to apps. So this is how I would, for example, show you the app. So there are two apps, as you know. There are mainly two apps, the customer and the provider. And we have to build them separately. There are some shared assets between them, but for the most part they're two separate apps. And right now I'm just building the customer one, so I can show you where we are. I need to change the title for the YouTube video, because right now it doesn't show it properly. So this is day 5. Alright, I think we're good to go. Okay, so now we have, I guess, compiled one of the versions, and simply I need to press A to open it in the Android. It seems it's already open here. Let me, I guess, first switch it to English so that you can see what it looks like. Unfortunately, with the architecture I'm going with, I have to restart the app anytime I want to switch the language. I don't think that's a huge deal, because you only need to switch it usually once, but that's the case for now. Okay. So this is what we're working with. Right now this is just the interface. This is all dummy stuff. As we mentioned, likely we will only begin with home cleaning and home appliance or home repair, home appliance repair. So as you can see, this is all dummy stuff just to make sure that the interface works fine. So you can scroll up and down. This is Android, of course. Later somehow we're gonna try and test the iOS version. I think we may be able to do this with my actual phone, because I have an iPhone, but I'm not sure how I'll be able to show you guys. You'll just have to trust me, I guess. But as per Claude, this should be nearly one-to-one between iOS and Android as of now. So maybe things will diverge in the future, but for now this is the same. Okay, so I'm already seeing an issue, which is that panels, or let's say sections with only 2 items, are not scrollable. It doesn't make sense for them to be scrollable, but because there's only 2 and they're already on display. But in theory, they all should be, in case, you know, one more item appears. Okay, so this is the main page, I should say. This is the home page of the app. We have the logo right here and the logo for Expo. We don't have any names, any logos, I should say, yet. The search bar is just a place for you to type for now. Nothing really happens. Maybe we can work on that today. There are 4 tabs, but this is the main one. So this is the search or home page, where you see all of these services. I've just like put a few examples here, but I'm not sure which of these will eventually make it, you know. Okay, so this is the search page. This is the requests page. So here, as a customer, you'll be able to see all of the requests that you've made previously, and they're all sorted well, they should be sorted. So I see now that they're not really sorted, but they should be sorted by date, so chronological order. And for essentially requests that have already been accomplished or successfully completed, let's say, fulfilled, you are able to review, or you should be able to review. So now there is just a button but doesn't do anything. Notifications is blank, and profile just allows you to switch language to Arabic, which is of course critical. So I know this is not the place for it, but we're gonna put this somewhere in the settings, maybe an option as as the app first launches. But yes, so for now there is an Arabic version, and it is pretty much the same. The only difference is the what do you call it? Alignment, I guess, where English is mostly left to right, Arabic is right to left. So now search is on the rightmost side, and the profile is on the far left side. But it's basically the same, and my understanding is that from the implementation, as I was discussing with it, the language, it's just that whenever there is a variable, whenever there is a string, say صيانة التكييف, or which means AC repair or AC maintenance, you essentially have a dictionary mapping this to that, and essentially the code that prints this is not really so it will select based on the language. So it's basically like a get method that, I'm not sure if there is a class, forgive my lack of understanding for software development, but essentially it retrieves the word for the language that is currently selected in the configuration. So as long as you keep this dictionary clean, everything should be fine. Things like customer names and provider names, these will not change to Arabic and English, because this is the name of an entity. So unless we on sign up, we request that the providers give an Arabic or sorry, not or an Arabic and an English name, then we're not going to be able to print anything besides the English name. For names specifically, I believe it's best to just keep it as English. It makes things simpler. So I think also common in the other apps that I have in mind. Let's say Uber, even in the Arabic version, you don't. It doesn't tell you the rider is named Ahmed. You know, for example, in Arabic it just says Ahmed in English. So I believe we're not too far from the best practice, which is what we're trying to be. Okay. I thought as of today, maybe the best thing to do is to um, create the data model. So the entities and their features, or let's say attributes, I think is maybe the best thing to do for now to keep things clean. What do I have in mind? I have a customer entity. Customers have name, phone number, they have a name, a phone number, so they have a few things describing who they are. I'm not sure if an address should be part of the customer's entity. Maybe. I'm thinking maybe an address can just be well, okay, so definitely it should be, so that with every new request they make, we don't have to ask for the address. So, but the thing is, the customer will have multiple addresses. So, just as in, let's say, delivery apps, you can, as a customer, set multiple addresses, and those will be part of your profile. So, it will be part of your entity, and you can manage them. You can add, you can delete, you can, etc. An address itself will be an entity, as far as I am aware, because an address contains many things, many components, and well, let's see. So I'm not sure if we're gonna be needing the full details of the address, because this makes it more difficult for us to manage the data. If we request full address data, then it becomes what do they call it? Personally, I forgot the acronym, but it will be PII, data with which you can identify someone in real life. And for this reason, maybe we don't have to. So we will just get the approximate location. So something like, if it's New York, maybe you could say Manhattan or one of the districts. If it's Cairo, it's one of the neighborhoods, etc. Okay, so this will allow us to match with the proper or the appropriate workers. But we don't have to get the full address as an application. So who gets the full address? The provider. So when they do communicate eventually, uh, they will ask the provider to send the address. Okay. Yeah, so perhaps for now we will not be even collecting any address data. Maybe when they do make a request, they will just select city and select the um, district. Okay. Now, what do we need to do? Alright, so this is the customer entity. I imagine, well, probably there are some things I'm missing, but I imagine name, number are the most two important pieces. I guess number is the really critical piece. I don't think everybody will write their name, properly or even at all. Some will just write gibberish, but the number has to be correct and it has to be validated. So on sign up, they'll have to provide a number and it has to be validated with a message, so an OTP or something similar. Excuse me. So a number has to be verified, and that will be the main way. How can I say? Providers will be communicating with the um, with the customers. Um, so this is one entity. The second is, of course, provider. Provider will have more information on them because it's important to manage them. The customers are not that difficult to manage, I imagine, but providers, they are the ones that are going to be providing the service. So if the service is done uh, in a bad way, we need to be aware of that. We need to be able to prevent them, or using a scoring system, encourage them to do better. And so we will be having their names, and this has to be legal, so this has to match their IDs. So ID of the service provider with the names, and it has to be yeah, so it has to be valid. Second is the number, of course. Then we'll have something like where they're based, so, or essentially what areas can they serve. Cairo is quite large, and I don't expect someone who is in one living in one far end of Cairo to provide services on the other far end. It will just take so much time and effort and money for them just to get to the location. So they will have to provide that. And in the case that they're individuals and not companies, so some of these will be companies for sure. So companies who do professional cleaning and so on, we'll have to get more information on their businesses, so the registration or something similar, maybe their office or their store location, etc. If they're an individual, not really a company providing services, then probably just their ID, other documents, and names and numbers, I think should be enough. A request essentially initiates or is initiated by a customer, so one of the people in the customer entity, and the customer essentially requests it with certain criteria. So a request can be it will have a category, and it's going to be one of these. So I say home cleaning request, and a home cleaning request has many parameters, so things like how many, well, first of all, I mean the district, so where this request is made, again, not addresses, but just approximate like area. Things like, for example, how many hours are required, things like how many rooms, how many bathrooms, and so on, right? So this will be a request, and initially it will not have, so it will have a provider field that is initially null. This is my guess. Of course, all of this will be determined and settled with Claude. But initially the provider will be null, and once they're matched successfully, once they're matched successfully, that field will be populated or assigned, and it will have a status. So maybe initially just, so of course date of creation, things like that. Date of creation, and the status will change with time. There should be also full logs of these, so perhaps a logs attribute that contains the history. So the customer created this request at this time with these details, and then for example an attempt was made to match these two, one provider and customer, and it wasn't successful, so another provider was proposed, and they now were successful, and now they're fully assigned to this with this time and date, etc. So all of these such logs will be critical for many reasons, but one that comes to mind is just managing this request in case some kind of complaint happens. You can see what happened exactly with the request. So things like okay, so things like I'll just hurt myself. So things like maybe bookings are going to be different from requests. So the data model, I mean, I just said is very bare bones of it. So we're gonna now chat with Claude to get some idea on what it suggests. Alright, so let's do that then. Well, let's say propose a list. Entities. We need to clarify that we don't want to implement anything as of yet. Okay, effort is high, which is good. Okay, now we see some suggestions. So customer ID cognito sub. So I guess has to do something with the authentication. Name, phone, email, profile photo, average rating, review count, created at. Yeah, so these are, this is a very good start for these provider. Same ID, cognito sub. I guess this is again for authentication. Name, phone, email, profile, bio. So bio may not be, so probably will be optional. Is verified, is available. Yeah, so these are very cool. Is verified is essentially so do we have their document, or do we have the verification for them done? Is available. Of course, just as the case is with, let's say, Uber, a provider can set their status as unavailable, and they will not be essentially contacted for new requests. Average rating, review count, created at. Others will likely exist. Here it says ID document ref, pointer to in-country store, not the document itself. Exact home address, in-country storage, general area, find to store in Bahrain, used for geomatching. Yes. Perfect. Here I think also this should be, well, I guess not. So maybe this should be part of a request. Okay, service category, ID and slug, something like that. Cleaning, home repair. Name Arabic, name English. Cool. Service ID, category ID, which is gonna be matched to this. Slug, name Arabic, name English. Flat list, not hierarchical. You only have 2 categories and 20 services. And that's not even true. So initially we'll just start with a couple. Booking, which is a central entity, as an ID, customer ID, provider ID, nullable, ops assigns, exactly. Service ID, this is gonna be this ID, foreign key for that. Status, schedule that, notes, quoted price, final price, created at, updated at, completed at. Perfect. I do have a bit of an allergy today, allergy reaction, so forgive me for all of these maybe nasal sounds, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the mic is picking them up, but anyway. The status is, the status flow is pending, accepted, in progress, completed, and cancelled as a terminal from any state, right? So it can be accepted, yeah, essentially. Service address, in country storage, it's a home address. I believe even that is not necessary to pick up. Again, this will be a communication just made between the provider and the request maker on, let's say, WhatsApp. We don't really have to be involved in that. And I'm generally, when it comes to data, of the belief that if you don't need that data, just don't collect it. Large companies that are, let's say, doing ads and stuff like that will likely disagree with me, as they wish to collect any kind of data on the customer or on the users. I don't find that amusing, especially because this is already just Egypt and we don't want to face any compliance issues. So it's not just compliance, it's just as a matter of principle. If I don't need to know that piece of information, then let me not know it. What I will be collecting for each customer and provider is the general area. Maybe not for the customer again. So this may be for the customer. Whenever they create a request, they will just select the general area. Okay. I just noticed that this is missing here in the booking. Review. Two-sided, one per booking per direction. Yeah, so this is good. So the ID of the review, the booking ID, foreign key for this, the author type, customer and author ID should be either customer provider ID. Subject ID, what is that? Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Rating 1 through 5. Comment created at. payment. Thin just tracks the aggregator's record, ID, booking ID, aggregator ref, amount, commission, status created at. Yeah, I mean, I'm still not so clear on the payment system we're going to be using, and that's an issue because it's one of the central elements of this. It's one of the defining pieces for what the app will be. You don't want to be a bank. This is something we discussed very early on. You don't want to have an escrow system where you're holding funds, like in transit between the customer and the provider, because you know, this puts you in a lot of so this makes you subject to a lot of compliance and policy issues. Data residency split, two things live in Egypt, not Bahrain. Provider ID documents and exact addresses. Okay, let's provide our notes, shall we? My comments, let's just say like that. I prefer not collecting customer home customer addresses. This instead when making a request, the general area will be collected as part of the questionnaire, which will in turn help with geo matching. The address details can be shared privately between customer and service provider via WhatsApp or over the phone, etc. Thus, a request, a booking will Okay, what else? Okay, let's continue. Yeah, I did have a question with what the subject ID was. What's the subject ID in chat messages will not be part of the application. Not sure. I'm not sure really if we benefit from adding something like that. If I'm being completely honest. Notification table. Maybe a notification will be will have its own entity. This is definitely not needed. A few open questions worth settling before implementing. Service address at booking time. It is always the customer's saved address home, or they can enter a different one per booking. Affects. Yeah, so I've clarified this. Pricing is the price shown upfront, fixed per service, or quoted by the provider after accepting. This changes. Pricing when filling a questionnaire. The customer will receive a quote after, let's say, will be shown a quote and will likely have provider and will have provider. So let's just say it the other way around. Code them the same in the private messages. These services will not be subject change handling. If you put any flexibility on that, it will just open a can of worms. So if you quote the customer, let's say 500 Egyptian pounds for a given service, and then they communicate privately and they haggle the provider down to 400, and then the provider comes back to me and said I couldn't get them to accept to the quoted price, instead I paid 400. Well, what will happen is I'll not have, so essentially I'll have a situation where I don't really know what happened, and the provider may be able to use this as a loophole to avoid paying the full amount they owe. Maybe I'm thinking ahead, but for now let's not put many variables in the implementation, so let's keep things simple. Cancellation. It's actually not very clear who can cancel and at what time. Again, if you make this too flexible, it can be used as a loophole to essentially avoid, and this is something even like apps like Uber suffer from. So when a driver or a rider, I mean, shows up, driver, they may ask the customer, why don't you cancel, since we're within the acceptable cancellation time, and I'll take you there for less price. I mean, realistically, if I'm not really collecting the money, if I am not really collecting the money, uh, then I'm not sure if I'll be able to handle the so collecting the money directly from the customer. I'm not sure really if I'm gonna be able to control any cancellation. So for this reason, I was thinking cancellation can happen at any time. Why? Because, well, I don't really have control over the payment, yes? So a customer may say uh, the person showed up late, and yeah, so there will be some systems set in place to like verify when the customer is on site or things like that. But yeah, for now, cancellation can happen at any time. Let's just say it this way. Since we don't control the payment, there is no way for now verify the status of a task of a job or a request of a request. Thus, so cancellation can happen at any time. Let us for now keep it the case, but this is subject to change once this is fully clarified. Okay. In your man. Okay. Do we have any chat? Nope. All right. So it has changed a few things. So these are all the same. It does say coverage areas. Okay. So it changed provider document to be like a full entity of itself, uh, which is, I guess, fine. This is also good because this kind of separation allows us to uh, separately, or let's say store provider and provider documents separately, because they would be stored separately, right? So having two entities here also helps. Separately meaning one in Bahrain and one in Egypt. Area is a predefined list of Cairo's neighborhoods. Used for geo-matching on both sides, providers declare coverage areas, bookings declare service area. That's perfect. Service category plus service, unchanged from before. Okay, so these will remain the same. Booking. Yes, so it will have a JSON, which is a questionnaire details, structured answers from the intake form, price fixed at booking creation, derived from the questionnaire answers, created at, updated at, completed. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. that review 2 rows per completed booking, 1 per direction. Yes. Okay. I thought if you have the booking ID and the author ID, the subject ID can easily be referred. But I guess this is maybe convenient, which is fine. Yeah, so you could derive it, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so it eliminates their need for a join, which is not a bad thing, especially for one field. Payment stop for now. Okay, data residency, now much simpler. This is gonna be only this plus the in-country file that points to everything else in Bahrain. I just don't see a reason why you would create a hierarchy. It adds an extra layer of work for no reason. Mind you, yeah. So yeah, no, I don't think this is valid at all. Someone who is in Zamalek, let's say, which is a central area in Egypt, a neighborhood in Egypt, might want to only work with, let's say, people in Giza or people in uh, October 6 or 6 of October. That's the name of an area. So, and there's not that many, so it's not like hundreds, maybe like 20 to 30 that we'll be listing. And the customer will be choosing from one of these. And yeah, so the customer will be choosing from one of these, and the provider will be listing which of these areas they will be supporting. Cool. I'm not sure. So then why district? Yeah, no, so Maadi is a district. And this is what I mean by servicing Maadi. So you can't put even neighborhoods within Maadi. I know Maadi is quite large, so it's one of the districts of Cairo, but there's no need to be more granular than that. For now, districts, neighborhoods, or let's say districts, flat districts are fine. Cairo has, well, I can just look this up. Well, I don't even need to do that, so Cairo has I'm not sure how many, honestly. That's why I'm trying to gauge this. For now, the districts are fine. No need to be more granular. So let's do this. We can say Maadi. Examples it has provided. Malik. Sheikh Zayed. Things like Nasr. Nasr. New Cairo. So yeah, things like that. We have someone watching on YouTube. No comments yet. Yeah, so for now, area is just gonna have these 3 fields. Okay. Alright, so let's start with the questionnaires. I think this is maybe the the best thing to do for now. Okay, so let's start with building the questionnaire for home cleaning. So the first thing they should ask is, it should ask, well, so district. So let's also define the interface for this. So once you tap on the home service, you will go one. So um, room plus, I don't know what to call it in English, living, let's say, number of rooms, and L is the living rooms, e.g. 3 plus 1, 3 rooms, 1 living room. You know what? Let's just separate this page that asks. Okay, here this should be what do you call it? Radio. I suppose this can just be one for now. So I mean, I'm not really sure this concept applies in Egypt though. If I'm being honest, I mean, people just expect when they say clean, it means just clean. It's yes or no. There's no such thing as 5 hour cleaning or 8 hour cleaning, which impacts how much cleaning happens or how clean the result will be. So I think I may skip this one. So this is something you find in Armut, for example, the Turkish variant. Um, a page asks about pets. Two checkboxes. One for cat. Um, okay, so this is not gonna impact the price. This is mostly for allergies, so if someone has, or fear, so some people don't like to work around dogs, they get worried. So this is for the service provider to be aware as they accept the request or as they review it. Uh, okay, all uh, wait, what's wrong here? Uh, so the interface should be as such. final. Maybe one page, a page with a text box for any comments, any further notes, I should say. A final page with all of the details listed. Okay, so this is essentially the logic. We've provided some of the interface descriptions, but let's now provide a more full view. When a customer taps the cleaning service home, it will be navigated to the first page. First page described above. Then what? Yeah, so it should have also a progress bar. Bar should be at the top center. Top center. Covering the space of approximately the logo plus text in the home page. It should be the completed part should be colored, sorry, in primary green, and the complete part, the bar should be colored faded. To the right of the bar, essentially top right, an X icon for exiting the questionnaire. If empty, if clicked, tapped, should prompt the user, do you wish to exit this request? With prompt should be centered, and the questionnaire should be lightly gray dot prompt should have two buttons, yes or no. Yes, takes them to the home page. No, takes them back to the questionnaire. The tapping anywhere outside of that prompt should act same as clicking, tapping, no. طيب. What else? Now for the actual questionnaire. Under the progress bar, a gray, I don't know how to, let me actually verify. Okay. No way. So apparently gray with an E or an A is different per dialect, like UK and US. That's terrible. I always thought one of them is a name and the other is the actual color, but apparently either work. Okay. Under the progress bar, a gray line running. Oh, wait. Before we go to that, old header with the service name. Home cleaning, and to the far right, quote. Dynamically. should be colored the primary color when selected, and when it's a checkbox, it should be blank and unchecked. Gray outline, green checkbox, unchecked. Finally, the bottom, a continue button that's grayed out. That's not grayed out actually, that's faded. Primary, green, faded. You know what, I was just thinking maybe we should add this data model to the Claude MD. Let me add this in the requests here. That's primary green faded when the information is not provided yet, is incomplete yet, when the question is not filled, I should say. Isn't answered, and primary green when answered. Tapping it takes you to the next page. Let's see. Here I should say small note in gray, should write a small note in gray under the question text that says this helps us, this helps those who do not have phobias. It's unreasonable. Muhammad Abu Samra says, what is unreasonable, Mr. Muhammad Abu Samra? Did you see the app Muhammad Abu Samra? It's very reasonable. Look. Okay. Or something similar, I should say. In Arabic, should be closer to Egyptian. شكرا محمد وسام. Great work, thank you. عشان Arabic then what do you call it? Modern Standard Arabic. Okay. But still professional. What else? So let's think of what this should ooh, forgot an important page. 1 second. The time. So this is not easy to describe. A page with a page that asks for the date and time should use the how to best do this. Okay, let's do this for now because this may take too much time. It should contain 2 drop down menus. The first for the day, including tomorrow, starts from tomorrow, and lists all the days 2 weeks later. The format should be day name, day. Let's just give an example. Sunday, June. Sunday, June something like that. Okay. Okay. Under it, second drop down, which asks, which contains start time between 7 a.m. till 1 p.m. PM is a bit too bad, I mean, because you start at 1, you're gonna finish at 8 or 9, not like that. So let's say 12. Okay, are we good to go? Uh, um, and well, no need for checkbox. Find black text that reads. Uh, uh, terms service, what service? Uh, not really sure about the loading screen, like a green checkbox. It does help verify. Let's do it like so. What? Submit. Tapped. The let's say, honestly, I don't know. It's like the best way to do this for now. Okay, let's keep it for now. Okay, so this is gonna take some time. At this point, I may just stop this, and this should now, yeah, should notify us that this is no longer active, which is good. It's gonna take its sweet time. I think this will take a lot of time. Okay, I'm thinking in the meantime I may just go pray. I'll be back shortly. Okay. This took much longer than I thought, thinking. I'm really curious now how much usage, like how much of my quota have I consumed today? Because this has been thinking for a long time. Which is, I mean, good thing. I needed to think properly about this. Okay, so we've used up 12%, which is actually not that bad. Alright, I'm gonna have to go for now. We will be showcasing the result for this when I go live next. But thank you for anybody who's watched and tuned in, for Abu Samra, for giving me some chat to look at, and I'll see you the next time.